not gonna lie, I just shot this entire clip and had no audio because I had the setting of my computer wrong. So, second time's a charm, right? All right, so for a lot of my stash tour, you guys just saw the different yarns put across the screen. I figured there was not much explanation needed for my fingering weight yarns, my sock sets, my DK weight, single skeins, things like that. But there are a couple categories in my stash that I thought I should sit down and kind of walk through with you what I have in my sweater quantities, what my mini skeins are going to be used for, because I have a lot of them. And then I have a couple skeins from my stash that I'm going to give away. So stay tuned to the end of this little convo and I'll show you what I'm giving away to you guys. So we've been through all of my DK weight skeins are here in these cubbies. My sock sets are here in this cubby. My single sock yarns are here in this cubby, which is my biggest. Those two are my biggest because I'm an avid sock knitter, though I have not been lately. And so the last category I've got for you guys is my sweaters quantities and then my mini skeins. So let's talk mini skeins first. I am just sitting on the floor of my living room where I have all of this organization going on, and I am moving this to the front room, but the front room has zero natural lighting. Like, the old owners put these screens over the front windows so they didn't have to put blinds on them, and it's dark and there's no natural light. So I would have to use artificial light, and this is just a better corner of the house. So that's where we are, and that's what we're gonna do. So mini skeins. Right behind me, I have this stacked tiered little container thing. And this is kind of where I keep my miscellaneous stuff, my tools, my things like that. So I like to have my yarn on display. This is more of a closed option, but I have stuff in here because it's good for storage. So the first thing, this one's all caught up, but just to show you my scrappy projects, this is my crocheted blanket that I put scraps in from all of the projects that I make. And I just ripped a couple of things out of my latest stripe, but that's okay, I can fix it. This is all caught up, but I do have an advent this year that I will be adding to this blanket. So there's that. But the one that I basically have a stash for is my other scrappy blanket, which is my Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. This is what I have done on it so far. So I have a total of 13 squares done and a bunch of ends to weave in. But I'm doing the 99 square version, so the largest version. And I have a collection of scraps and mini skeins that would be perfect for this particular blanket. So I said I need 99. I've put 13 in, so I think that leaves me with, I don't know, 70 something that I need. Can't do math in my head right now. Let's see. 99 minus 13. Just kidding. 86. 86. So I get mini skeins from, I am a Homespun House Patreon member, so these are the 3 mini skeins I get every month. This is this last month's, and so I put those aside, and I have quite the bag of mini skeins set aside for this blanket. The blanket does take 10 grams for each square because it's held double, and so 10 grams is cutting it close. I like to have more like 12, but these are 10 gram minis, and I make them work. Like they work just barely. Like there's some squares I literally have like 2 inches left of yarn. And then some of these are 20 gram minis from Heidi and Lana. I'm not gonna take them all out of the bag, but I do have a bunch of mini skeins in there, in scraps that weigh enough to put them in the blanket that I haven't put in the blanket already. And then these are left over from advents and sock sets from Heidi and Lana that I have ready to go in this blanket as well. And then I do have this little bag, which is just the next squares that I've picked out that I wanna work up. And I have a few skeins in there. So I do have a ton of minis. I don't think I have quite the 86 that I need, but I'm fairly close. I think I have 72. So I also have my advent from, where did I put it? Oh, right here. I have my Homespun House advent, which will get me where I need to be to finish this blanket. So I'm not worried about it. I have plenty of sock sets that have minis. I'll have plenty of leftovers. And so yeah, that is my scrappy mini stash that I am going to be using at some point. I need to get back to working on my blankets, but okay. The last category that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is my sweaters quantities of yarn. So I have a good amount of yarn that I have an idea of what I'm gonna do for it and use it for. And then I have some that I just have and it's a full sweaters quantity, but I have no idea what I'm gonna make. So we'll kind of just talk through all of that together. So up here, I do have some sweaters quantities of my yarn that is not in cones. So let's talk through this. So my first batch is, I do have 6 skeins. I'm not gonna hold them all up, but I have 6 skeins of Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Dusty Artichoke. These I do have a plan for. I wanna make the Margot top by Gregoria Fibers. I'll probably start that in the spring, so it's something you'll probably see come up in my spring making plans. And then staying on the Knitting for Olive kick, this is a camisole number 5's quantity of their merino in the color Blue Tit, if you can see that. So that is for, maybe for a camisole number 5, we'll see what happens, but that's more of a spring make, summer make as well. Next, we've got 2 different colorways of one of my favorite yarns that is discontinued. I made a gray camisole number 9 out of this yarn this last year. This is Barocco Cambria, and this first quantity, this is a 60% alpaca, 20% linen, and this is in the color 7967, which is a very heathered, I'm gonna scoot a little closer so you can see this, a heathered, the linen I think brings the heathering into this one, and I think I wanna make a tank top of some sort, although I do not know, this is only a tank top's worth. So I don't know what tank top, but I have that. These are 50 gram skeins. But then I also have these in the color 7902. And I would like to make the Colette tee by Sari Nordland with this color. I think that that would be really gorgeous, and it would be something I could wear in the summer because of the linen content, but I could also transition it to fall, winter as a layering piece. And I think that that color would be really pretty in that. I own the pattern, so it's just a matter of making it. Next, I've got 3 skeins of DK weight yarn from Coast to Coast. I've had this in my stash for so long, and I still love it. Just as much as the day I bought it. I just don't wear fully variegated tops, so I'm thinking this might be a color work situation that happens at some point, or a striped situation, because it would look pretty with like a dark brown or a burgundy, because it's got a lot of that in it. The colorway is Grandma's Rocking Chair, and I do absolutely love it. It could make a tee by itself with the 3 skeins, but I don't know. I haven't decided. If you guys have any idea of what I could do with this really pretty variegated DK weight yarn for a top, put pattern ideas below, because I want to use it. I just don't know how I want to use it. Okay, and then I've got, some of these are wound up, so I've got 4 skeins of Barocco Modern Cotton DK in the color 6603. Originally, I had thought I would make a ranunculus out of this. I did start it and did not like the gauge of it, so I'm still playing around with that. I still think that that would be a good top for this yarn, a good summer top, but I just need to get the gauge right and figure out what size I'm making and all of that, and the math wasn't mathing whenever I started this. So that is on the horizon. And then last but not least, in terms of sweater quantity, I just have this Bear yarn from Amazon that I could make an entire sweater out of. It's fingering weight yarn, but I think I could hold it with some mohair and make a really pretty, just neutral sweater. So the brand is like from China. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon, pretty basic stuff. So all I have left in here is I bought these on accident. I was buying yarn for my porcelain sweater and I was supposed to order 10 Peer Gynt and I ordered Peer Gynt. So I have 3 skeins of Peer Gynt in the colorway 4672. I figured I would keep them instead of returning them and I could make something out of it. I don't know what yet because it's obviously not a full sweater's quantity of yarn, but I'll figure something out. All right, so that's all my single skeins. Oh, except for this, and this is gonna be a part of the giveaway, which I will talk about here in a minute. I do have these 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn that I bought to make a tank top of some sort. And like I said, I just don't find myself leaning towards variegated or that kind of yarn. This is from Dragonfly Fibers. I bought this in Seattle. And I love the color, like the red wine color with the pink and I love the coloring of it. I don't think I would make a top out of it, but I think somebody could make a really beautiful top out of it. So maybe like a mini mock neck. I don't know. This will be included in the giveaway, but that is in the last sweaters quantity of of skeins, hanks that I have. And the next section is my cones. So I have 2 woolly knit cones and 3 Holskarn cones that are not currently being utilized for whips. I have many that are being utilized right now. And then I have 2 sweaters here in this bag that I have a plan for. So this is a Holskarn cone in the color Truffle. If you can see the dimension there. This is such a lovely color. I'm using it in my iris. My iris pullover that I'm knitting right now is one of the contrast colors and I liked it so much I bought a cone of it. This is another Holskarn. This is the color Oatmeal. And then the last Holskarn yarn I have is the color Mariner, which is a really deep, that's a really good, accurate representation of the color. Really pretty blue. And then woolly knit, I have 2 cones, one of which I have some mohair that I plan to hold with it. The first one is woolly knit 4-ply in the color Sage Green. I did use this and then frogged it, so I have some extra balls here off on the side, but it is a full sweater's quantity. And then the last woolly knit I have is in the color Foxglove, which is a deep eggplanty purple. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but my plan with this is I do have many skeins of Drops Kid Silk to pair with this. This is in the color Drops Kid Silk number 16. And I think I'll make a Monday sweater eventually with this. I have one Monday sweater already on the needles with the same yarn combination. And my intention is to maybe make a second one because I love purple and I feel like that will be a really pretty combination. I've already swatched with the yarn held together. So you can see that is my swatch. So that one does have a plan. I think it'll be really pretty once it's all said and done. So let me get these back in there and then we'll go over the last little bit here. All right, so the last sweaters quantities I do have plans for. So that is, I'm making the Iris Pullover by Trina Annalee right now as a test knit. It does come out December 16th. And her original color palette is just so absolutely beautiful that I did buy the original colors. So this is not the color palette that I'm using in my test knit. I wanted to give her some variety to her pattern photos. But I have all of the yarn from Holskarn for that. So that sweater's quantity is in here, which I can't wait to make, but I probably am gonna take just a minute after I finish my test knit. And then the last bit is for the terracotta sweater by Lay Knit, which is on my plans in the near future. This is my main color, which is Isayer E0, held with Knitting for Olive in the color Mushroom Rose. And then my contrast color is Isayer in the color 1, held with Isayer Mohair in the color 28. So it's gonna look hopefully just like the pattern photo. I absolutely love the color combination that she's got in that pattern, and I got this for my birthday. So that yarn is sitting waiting for me to cast it on, which it'll probably not be until the spring that I get that one cast on, if we're lucky, because I have so many things on the needles right now. And yeah, so that is everything in my stash. You have now seen it all, so let's talk giveaway. So like I said, I do have 2 skeins of the Dragonfly yarn fingering weight. This is in the color Goth Holiday. Yeah, Goth Holiday, 420 yards, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So this is got cashmere in it. It's super soft, super beautiful. So if you're interested in this, comment Dragonfly below. And then I've got some single skeins that I'm gonna give away to you guys. I've got 4 sock yarn single skeins. And what I'm gonna do, because I don't wanna pay too much in shipping, is that I'm going to pair these up. So we'll do this. So one prize is gonna be these 2 skeins. This is Dragon Horde yarn in the color Aphrodite. This is her Myth Fingering, which is 75/25, 463 yards. So that's one of the skeins. And then this one is the Treehouse Knits March 2021 75/25 sock yarn as well. So same base, these 2 colors. So if you're interested in these, let's comment Aphrodite below, because that's what the Dragon Horde yarn one is called. So comment that below if you're interested in those 2 skeins. And then these 2 skeins I'm also giving away. So this first one here in the purple is from MJ Yarns. I actually bought this at Pike's Place Market in Seattle. They had a booth there. This is in the color Jubilee, and it's 100% superwash merino. So no nylon in this one. Would be great for a Musselburgh hat or a cowl or something like that. And then this is Knit Picks Hawthorne. This is, what's the makeup of this guy? 80% wool, 20% polyamide, and that's the color of that. So if you would like this, comment purple in the comments below, and I will get this mailed out to someone. And if not, I'm gonna take these to Goodwill. They're just not gonna stay in my stash, but I thought I would give you guys a chance to win them first, because I feel like you'll appreciate them. And yeah, so that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour of my stash today. It was fun to film. I needed to get it organized anyway, so it gave me motivation to hang out with you guys and do it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week in a regular podcast.